Good morning. Have you had your cup of coffee yet? It's time for another Missions Minute. I've always wanted to be the first at something. Guys like Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon, or Hillary and Norgay, the first two guys to make it to the top of Everest, or the first to swim the English Channel, Captain Matthew Webb. You can read all about these guys in history books. Today I want to talk to you about another history book, the Bible. It's also loaded with many firsts, but the one I'm going to talk to you about today is the story about the first two missionaries sent out by a church, Paul and Barnabas. Let's read Acts 13, 1 through 3 together, okay? In the church at Antioch, there were prophets and teachers. Barnabas, Simeon called Niger, Lucius of Cyrene, Manaen, who had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, and Saul. While they were worshiping the Lord and fasting, the Holy Spirit said, "Set apart for me Barnabas and Saul for the work to which I've called them." So after they had fasted and prayed, they placed their hands on them and sent them off. Paul and Barnabas were dearly loved, and they were workhorses in the early church, traveling all over the place. In many of those places, they were not welcomed or patted on the back for the message they were bringing. They were teaching hard things. They were teaching that there was only one way to be saved, one way of salvation, and his name was Jesus. I love where we read that the group in the church was worshiping the Lord and fasting. They were seriously seeking a word from the Lord, and then the Holy Spirit said, "Set apart for me Barnabas and Saul for the work to which I have called them." We all need to be seeking direction from the Holy Spirit, because there are billions of people who have not heard about Christ, and they are waiting. We can make all sorts of plans, lay out all sorts of charts, showing how to do this and then how to do that. But we need direction from the Lord to get it right. Then we see in verse 3, so after they had fasted and prayed, they placed their hands on them and sent them off. What a beautiful picture of the church sending out its own missionaries. Our churches are no different today than the early churches were, and we are no different today than Paul and Barnabas. You and I are called by God to be intentionally involved in reaching the nations, and each and every one of us has the key ingredient to guide us in the right direction, the Holy Spirit. Let's listen closely to what he is saying to us. That's it for today. And so until all have heard, I'll see you tomorrow.